All right, so the canal that was built, it had to have secondary routes, because sometimes you have to go and fix the underlying infrastructure. I mean, we're talking about the canal, like the Panama Canal, which was wasted billions and trillions of dollars, lots of labor power that was invested in there. But they don't have an alternative route for that body of water when they had to fix the infrastructure underneath. They took the measurement of the weight of the boats. They have levees, and still they're going through the process of it just being too slow, so that people can get through. I mean, it is capital revenue, no matter how you look at it, or any country to invest in. But they didn't think about that critical infrastructure. So yes, when you build in Puerto Rico, like a water boat transportation system, um, you have to think about the route, secondary route, because of course, things like the first major problem. They think that the body and the mass of the weight of the boat is not going to be shifting the underlying layers, but that's the assumption. They're assuming that it won't give way, or etc. But they should have built a secondary route for it. So I contacted a lot of construction workers, not only in this country, but other countries. So we pray, inshallah, that they, have some time to help Puerto Rico's hurricane relief effort. I mean, we're still in a state of emergency, right? Especially with coronavirus, Omricon, HIV population, 1 through 5 stages, mudslides, erosions, torrent rain, flooding of certain municipalities. Our lumber industry needs to be completely improved for our agroforestry. So we do need heavy machinery, but most importantly, we pay tons of money for street roads. It's just not cost efficient for us. There's just too much erosion, so it's better boat to transport either way. So we're looking for experts, demolition, whatever it is, engineers from all over the world to be able to think and talk. Now, you probably think we don't have the manpower. There's a lot of prisoners in prison. China pulled out the biggest prisoner population to work in labor. And, the U.S. has a big prison population. We can get them ticking and talking. And no minute, we just have to have sergeants, drill sergeants. We have to have army, soldiers, Green Berets, etc., to be watching over them as they're ticking and talking, right? Especially Army engineers. They got some specialists there that we're going to need to make some certain observations on the island of Puerto Rico. And also a drone 3D printing, which is interesting because, the drone is able to take, this videografia, but how can that be transformed into 3D printing? Or how can it be different that the drone itself can be? But yes, obviously you need a display of Puerto Rico to be built, and how that water is going to be able to transport people back and forth. I mean, Puerto Rico has wasted too much capital in streets. We want to have the NASCAR around the island of Puerto Rico, the motorcycle track around the island of Puerto Rico, and we want them to overlap and give it a great design. And that's where the major capital for the streets should be. Inroad is more like horse tracks, back and forth, and then the canals, right? So those are alternative transportation systems that we critically need. So take care.